Hi, it's Linda. I have another healthy recipe that's pretty simple and it's 0 points, and it's Italian chicken with spaghetti squash. I'm just going to show you the ingredients real quick, and then I'm going to start chopping up stuff, and I'm going to be using my Instant Pot to make it real quick. You can also use a crock pot and cook this in a crock pot all day long, probably for 5 or 6 hours, just however you usually would cook a recipe like this. But this is with my Instant Pot because I'm hungry and I want to eat pretty soon. So what I'm using, this will serve 2 to 4 people depending on what size. 0 points, eat as much as you want in this recipe. Okay, we're going to take 2 chicken breasts. These are frozen. A half an onion, half a bell pepper, 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, 1 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes with tomato juice, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, a half a teaspoon of crushed red peppers, 1 tablespoon of oregano, a tablespoon of basil, 2 tablespoons of garlic. Then I'm doing around 1 cup of mushrooms and a couple stalks of celery, and a little bit of salt also. I'm going to put all of this in the Instant Pot, and I'm going to cook it for like 15 minutes. While it's cooking, I'm going to bake the spaghetti squash. So I'm going to be showing you all of this. I will have the recipe at the end. When you look down at the description, go to the little down arrow like I've said before, and you should be able to find the recipe. And still haven't figured out how you can print it, but you can screenshot it. I hope this helps, and I'm going to start the recipe now. See you in a few minutes. Okay, I've got everything all chopped up on my onion, my bell pepper, my celery, and my mushrooms. So now I want to put this all together. I'm going to take 2 chicken breasts. These are frozen. Started to thaw just a little bit. So I'm going to take 2 chicken breasts. Let me set this plate aside. Sprinkle a little bit of salt on both sides of it. And I was going to sprinkle pepper on there too. The recipe also calls for pepper, but let me just sprinkle some on this also. So there's our little bit of pepper sprinkled in there. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a can of crushed tomatoes. This is 28 ounces crushed tomatoes. Cleanup thing here. 14.5 ounces of diced tomatoes in tomato juice. I'm putting all this right on top of the chicken. Easy, easy. That's what I like. Easy recipes. Then I'm going to put all the spices before I put that. So we're going to put 3 tablespoons of garlic. You can do, I think I said 2. Yeah, 2 tablespoons of garlic because I cut the recipe down. It was a bigger recipe. So 2 tablespoons of garlic. Then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of oregano. Just your oregano, dried spice oregano. Sprinkle that in. 1 teaspoon of dried basil. If you have fresh basil, which I usually do, but it's kind of wilting now, you can put that in there too. Fresh dried basil. And then you're going to put half a teaspoon of crushed red peppers to give it a little kick, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and then a little more salt. And then I'm going to put half of a chopped onion, half of a chopped bell pepper, 2 stalks of celery. And then, if you don't like some of these ingredients, you don't have to have them, but we love mushrooms. So this is a cup of chopped up mushrooms. Okay, I've got everything in here, I'm pretty sure, from what I can tell. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to stir this around a little bit with the chicken. So all the chicken is coated with the spices. To get those spices all coated, and the chicken all coated with the spices and the tomatoes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this down. Looks really good. And I'm going to put my lid on my Instant Pot. And okay, getting my lid on it. I had to look at it to, can do things too backwards. Make sure you've got it on pressure cook. Mine is like right in the middle. Set it to manual 15 minutes. Okay, so I've got this set for manual for 15 minutes. And while this is cooking, I'm going to start the spaghetti squash. I'll be right back and show you how to do that. Hi, okay, I'm back. I'm going to work on the spaghetti squash now. Just an FYI for future, the spaghetti squash takes quite a while to cook. I forgot about that. So next time I will put it on earlier. I will put it on before I do the chicken and the sauce. But that's okay. Anyway, so I've got my spaghetti squash. In order to cut this hard skin, stick it in the microwave for like 3 to 4 minutes. Make sure you prick it with a fork. Otherwise, it's really hard to cut. Even after I did that, it was hard. So I cut it in half. After you cut it in half, you're going to want to spoon out, I should have got a bowl out of here, spoon all the seeds out of it. So I'm going to just spoon this out real quick, and then I will be right back. I'm trying to save on the time on this. Okay, I spooned out 1/2 of the spaghetti squash, so I thought I'd better show you how to do the other one, just in case you've never done this before. Just take a large spoon, hold on to it real good, and just scoop all these seeds out, just like you do if you're doing a pumpkin. Anyway, so I've got this all done, 2 halves, and now to keep it light, you can sprinkle it with olive oil, a little bit, and drizzle it, or butter, but of course I'm trying to keep it healthy. So I'm going to put a little bit of Brummel and Brown. It's a butter substitute spread. It's so good. It's made with yogurt. And I'm just going to take a little bit of it and just rub around in here. Actually, I washed my hands. Better just take your fingers, rub it all around the cavity of it real quick. That's all you have to do, just a tiny bit. You don't need much. Just rub it around. And then we're going to put salt and pepper on it. So let me get my little rack here. And I'm going to do garlic salt and pepper. Sprinkle a little bit of garlic salt and pepper right inside. There's the salt. And here's some pepper. And there we go on this. These side down. Let me see if I can fit 2 on here. If not, this is more food than what my husband and I need. I may just cook 1. But it looks like I can get 2. We'll see. I'll see if it'll fit into the oven. And now I'm going to open up my air fryer oven. I've got it set to 400 degrees, which is the maximum it will go up to. But they cook a little bit faster than a regular oven anyway. I love my air fryer oven. You know what? I think I'm going to be able to get it in here if I get. So I've got it here, my air fryer oven. And now it's going to cook. I think I've got it set for 30 minutes. I'm going to let it cook for 30 minutes and we'll see how it turns out. And so the chicken is now up to steam. So it's going to be cooking for the next 15 minutes and that will be done. So not too bad. I'll be right back. Okay, everything's cooked. Looks really good. The chicken and the sauce were cooked here in my Instant Pot. Like I said, 15 minutes on pressure. It turned out perfect with all the spices and everything in it. I cooked the squash in my Instant Pot air fryer at 400 degrees for 30 minutes, and it turned out perfect. So you could put it in any oven. Like I say, at 400, probably for 30 to 45 minutes, depending upon how long it takes. Then when it comes out, all you do is shred this like this, and so good. And then we're going to pour this stuff on top of it. So here's one I did, and here's the next one. I'm going to just take a hold of it in case you have never done this before. And it's a little hot, so you want to start it by maybe holding on to the top a little bit. Start shredding it with a fork. Comes along like this, and it just starts coming out. Looks just like spaghetti. This is what it looks like, the zucchini squash once it's cooked. And then I'm going to spoon chicken breast on top. I kind of started breaking it up a little bit because it was falling apart. Chicken breast. Some more. But inside here is the chicken breast that's kind of You can kind of see a little bit where I pulled it apart, and it's just so tender it's falling all apart. So this is my Italian chicken with spaghetti squash, 2 huge bowlfuls, 0 points each. And this is what we're having for dinner, and then I'm going to make a dessert a little bit later. And thank you for watching my video. You have a very blessed day. And if you like my recipes, then please share them with someone else. I'm here to help everybody, just as others have helped me to lose 80 pounds now, Weight Watchers, and keeping it off for a year. So you have a great day. Bye-bye. Okay, one more thing I wanted to add, that I like to garnish stuff on top. So if you want to garnish it for a little extra flavor, you can put 1 tablespoon of shredded Parmesan cheese. It's only 1 point. So it would turn this 0 point dish into 1 point dish, which is nothing. I didn't get that one quite full enough. And the little extra flavor adds more. If you want, you could put 2 tablespoons on it, make it a 2 tablespoon dish, which my husband will probably do. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of green onions on the top. And it's all set to go. Now we're going to enjoy. Hope you enjoyed my video. You have a wonderful day. See you on the next one.